In 1784, the American merchant ship China Queen left the port of London, sailed across the Atlantic Ocean, around the Cape of Good Hope, before finally docking in the Huangpu port in Guangzhou, China on August 28th. Pardon me, Premier Zhou. This was a document prepared by Lord and signed personally by President Nixon. President Nixon wanted us to start these negotiations with a story of distant Sino-U.S. relations, because President Nixon sincerely hopes that China will return to the international community and play a constructive role. Well, it is to this end that President Nixon hopes to visit your beautiful and mysterious country.
你很快就会发现，它不神秘的，因为这里的每一寸土地都是美丽而温暖的。你只要熟悉它了，你就会体会到。
We are all very much looking forward to becoming more familiar with your beautiful country. Now, Premier Zhou, it's no secret to us all that over the last 20 years, our two great superpowers have landed in a position of isolation and opposition.
是的，我们两国的关系分歧是巨大的。台湾问题是我们两国关系紧张的主要问题。
President Nixon has proposed a 5-point proposal on the Taiwan issue.
不，你们这5种观点我不能接受。因为台湾问题是我们中国的内政，不容任何外来干涉。解放台湾是我们中国人自己的事情，你们的义务就是将驻扎在台湾的所有军事力量统统撤走，一个不留。
Sir, you know who I'm thinking of at this very moment?
Who?
Marco Polo, who traveled to China hundreds and hundreds of years ago.
Well, then, let's give you China tour. The codename Operation Marco Polo. How do you like it?
I love it, sir. Unfortunately, while I'm in Beijing, I might not be able to keep you informed all the time. I mean, what if I accidentally sell Alaska to the Chinese?
I bet you're devil.
我大致同意尼克松总统7月6日在堪萨斯城演讲中的观点。他说，当今世界存在5极，也就是5种力量中心。
5 poles. He really said that.
你们是不是因为在路上没有看到总统的讲话？尼克松总统在讲话中还声明，本届政府首先务必采取措施，是结束中国大陆与世界社会隔绝的状态。他预计，当今世界将出现5个经济超级大国：美国、西欧、日本、苏联和中国。这5个国家的关系将决定着当今和平的结果。
I still believe the core of the president's speech was to end the confrontation and isolation between China and the United States.
我赞同尼克松总统讲话的观点，但不同意他给我们戴上超级大国的帽子。
Premier Zhou, I am very pleased to hear this news.
If you agree with Nixon's point of view, well, then we have a basis for negotiation.
All my prayers go with you for every minute you spend in China. Cable me the word, Eureka, when the job is done.
Eureka. I've got it, sir. You know, Marco Polo, He found China. What do you think I will find?
Peace, Harry. To the secret and important mission. Harry has been away for quite a few days and still hasn't sent any words. What's wrong? What will he run into that exotic and mysterious country? Please, God, help him.
今天是第一轮呐，大家见了面，互相认识，互相了解了对方的基本观点。
有没有谈到台湾问题啊？
谈到了台湾问题啊，为此，他们准备了很多的材料啊。他们说，美国政府，你在印支战争结束后，减少2/3的驻台美军，并准备随着中美关系的改善，逐步的撤走在台湾余留的军事力量。
猴子变人没变过来，留了个尾巴。台湾问题也留了个尾巴，不过它已经不是猴子了，是猿，尾巴长不了的。
谈到越南战争啊，基辛格说，美国决定撤军，但希望我们中国能给他们留些面子和尊严。
面子是可以给的，但他首先得洗心革面，重新做人呢。
主席呀，我想我们是不是应该起草一份公告，把我们对有些问题的看法明确地告诉他们？
我看可以。你们下一次再谈，不要老谈具体问题。你要跟基辛格吹呀，天下大乱，形势大好啊！我们就是准备美国、苏联、日本一起来瓜分我们，我们就是在这个基础上来邀请他们的嘛。
好。
What did you think about today?
To my surprise, I didn't expect them to be that warm and polite.
President Nixon and I have imagined how these negotiations go many times. We thought they would sit across the table from us and tell us to get the hell out of Taiwan.
Yeah, the president must be eager to get news from us.
However, our negotiations, they have not progressed. We've got less than 24 hours to go. Now, tomorrow, V must take the initiative.
好，
总理，
坐吧。之所以这么晚了把大家都招来，主要是时间非常紧迫呀。明天呢，就是基辛格秘密来华访问的最后一天了，我们争取探出个名堂，想征求一下你们的意见。
总理，我看很难，中美之间的差异太大，美国人所持的观点还是老一套，和我们的完全相反，很难做到求同存异。
总理啊，这个基辛格着急让我们确认尼克松总统的访华时间，
可是像台湾这样的原则性问题都没有谈清楚，我们怎么邀请他？
总理啊，美国一贯是霸权国家，我看我们不要抱什么希望了。
你们不要有急躁情绪。其实有些问题，在基辛格来华之前，我们已经预料到了。毛主席讲，我们应该有大国风范，还是要求同存异，不能看清红事。
我同意总理的意见，我们代表的是国家的利益，不是像小孩子们打仗，非要去争出个子丑寅卯来。 我们现在急需寻求的是彼此间双方能沟通的共同点。
明天呢，我们和基辛格的谈判也就是最后一天了。如果基辛格此次来华，连个公告都达不成，回去他不好交代，我们也失去了和美国发展关系的一次机会啊。其实公告的核心问题就是关于台湾问题的表述。我和叶帅呀，初步起草了一个公告的草案，你们都看一看，提提意见啊。来，
恩来，
小超啊，有事吗？这么晚了，你怎么还没有休息呀？
就是因为时间晚了，我才给你打电话。你该睡觉了。
我习惯了夜里的工作。
恩来，我知道，明天你还要和基辛格谈判，为了保证精力充沛，你现在要早点睡觉。啊，要知道，你已经是70多岁的人喽。
知道。小超，你也早点休息，你的身体不适合熬夜啊。
It's Chinese food. It's so delicious. Look at their breakfast is so rich a variety. Unfortunately, we have a last day, and I really don't want to live.
I thought your wife was Chinese. Can't she cook Chinese food for you?
She's a kind of Chinese, you know. She only can cook fried eggs. They're so good.
Very good.
Excuse me, Mr. Missinger. Mr. Zhou Enlai asked me to deliver this to you.
What is that?
It's the president's speech.
Zhou Enlai is such a caring person.
Hi. Good morning, Dr. Ginsburg. Good morning, Mr. Rowe.
Good morning.
How's the breakfast here? Are you enjoying?
Very tasty.
Oh, it's really delicious. My stomach is not big enough to fit everything in. If possible, I would take this food back to US.
After finishing your breakfast, I'll accompany you to visit the Forbidden City.
The Forbidden City? Well, I don't know. Our schedule is very tight.
Premier Zhou directed me to alternate your work with rest. Visiting the Forbidden City will not affect the negotiation and might enhance your understanding about China.
Well, very well then.
Go on your breakfast.
Ah.
See you later.
Okay. Thank you very
See
much.
you.
Thank you, Mr. Wong.
Please.
It's perfect.
Sir, Ambassador Farland आए हैं और वो आपसे मिलना चाहते हैं.
आप उनको अंदर भेज दें.
Okay, sir.
Mr. President.
Ambassador, any news?
No. Nothing for 30 hours. Mr. President, I hope nothing's gone wrong.
I don't think so. Chinese are men of their word. Even if the plan through falls, there won't be any problem.
So, What else do we need to do to keep this under the radar?
First, you have to call Dr. Kissinger pilot. He should have to change flight plan. Tomorrow, I will go to Nathiagali to see him.
I like that. Tying up loose ends.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
你们上午参观的怎么样啊？
Well, the profounds were great. Indeed, that we've gained a lot of understanding about Chinese history as well as culture.
对中国历史文化的了解。
我们中国还有很多这样历史文化的古迹。以后啊，中美关系正常化了，你们可以到处多走走。
Indeed, sir. Premier Joe, can we settle the details of the
joint announcement today?
我知道你们的时间很紧。关于联合公告，你们想表述什么内容？
Well, first, we want to make clear the reasons and the dates for President Nixon's visit to China. It is thus because our two countries are unique in the sense that we have no diplomatic relations.
尼克松总统希望访华，是他主动提出要求来的，只能实话实说。
Well, this is true, Premier Joe. However, you could save President Nixon a little bit of face by simply stating that an invitation was issued by China for President Nixon to come when his desire to come to China was made known. Yes?
可以。当时斯诺来中国的时候，毛主席就让他带口信给尼克松总统。 他哪怕是以一个旅游者的身份来，我们都欢迎。
When do you think it would be suitable for President Nixon's visit?
1972年夏天如何？
Oh, summer of 1972. Well, that's too close to our presidential elections. Might cause a bit of confusion. The springtime would be better.
那就定在春天。剩下的就是尼克松总统来华访问的目的。中美领导人将会谈什么问题？
This part is rather sensitive, sir. I say, in order to avoid any sort of misunderstandings with the third country,
We should keep it funny in joint announcement.
vague and indistinct.
基辛格博士，您看，如果把中美两国领导人会谈的内容限定在为了谋求两国关系正常化，就共同关心的问题交换意见上面，怎么样？
This statement is rather rigorous, and we have no problem with
这
it.
个表述比较严谨，没有问题。
最后，就是我们中美双方发表联合公告的时间，我们敲定一下。
I say let the PRC and the U.S. release a statement concurrently, let's say on
您看7
July
月15
15th.
日中美同时发表公告如何？
你们的意见呢？
公告的文字稿需要我们双方再斟酌和确定一下。公告发表的时间，就按博士说的，7月15号，双方同时发表。
好，下一个节目，为了庆祝你们秘密访华成功，我请你们吃饭，吃中国的烤鸭，喝中国最著名的茅台酒。
Benston, I'm going to need for you to send the president a telegram and to go do it quickly.
What shall I say?
Just say Eureka.
Just one word?
Yes, man. Go quickly. President Nixon, President Nixon.
Oh, welcome home, my great adventurer.
Thank you, sir.
So how things have been going?
Beyond my wildest expectations, sir. They have been so nice, so considerate.
Wonderful. You look great. And seems you gained a little weight, huh?
5 extra pounds, sir. All these sumptuous meals. There were 12 dishes at every dinner. Some were even on the Emperor's menu. I mean, how could I resist?
Oh, I guess. Sit down, Harry. So, how have talks been going? Did you meet Ma?
No, but I met with Joe, and he is a man of unforeseen wisdom, extremely charismatic. He has this appeal in his eyes, a man worthy of our highest admiration.
And did you reach an agreement about my visit to China?
We did, sir.
And joint announcements?
To be released by both countries simultaneously.
Oh, great. This is great, Harry. This is the happiest day since I took office. I will personally announce that on the NBC in Los Angeles.
Well, you know, the Japanese and the Taiwanese, they won't be happy about that, sir.
Creative foreign policy has never been an easy way. Now, instead of passively waiting for things to happen, we should take control of events.
Hello, Mr. Secretary. This is Shen Jianhong. I am so glad to hear your voice. What can I do for you?
Mr. Ambassador, the President has asked me to inform you that he, in 20 minutes, is to announce on TV that he's accepted Zhou Enlai's invitation to visit the PRC at an appropriate date before next May.
Mr. Secretary, I beg your pardon. Hello? Hello?
建宏，怎么了？谁的电话？
赶快打给电视，快！
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I have requested this television time tonight to announce a major development in our efforts to build a lasting in the world. As I have pointed out on a number of occasions over the past 3 years, there cannot be a stable and enduring peace without the participation of the People's Republic of China and its 750 million people. In pursuit of this goal, I sent Dr. Kissinger, my assistant on national security affairs, in Beijing during his recent work trip for having talks with Premier Zhou Enlai. This statement that I shall now read is being issued simultaneously in Beijing and the United States.
本台获悉，尼克松总统曾表示希望访问中华人民共和国。周恩来总理代表中华人民共和国政府，邀请尼克松总统于1972年5月以前适当时间访问中国。尼克松总统愉快地接受了这一邀请。两国领导人的会晤是为了谋求两国关系的正常化，并就双方关心的问题交换意见。
无耻！这尼克松耍两面派的手段，可真是登峰造极呀！我就不明白了，他怎么可以背着我们干出这么不光彩的事情啊？
父亲，那依照目前的这种局面，您觉得我们应该怎么去应对？
通知我们的外交部，向美国政府发出最强烈的抗议，并问问沈建宏，为什么生米煮成了食物饭，他才知道这个消息。
父亲，现在马上就要开联大了。我觉得我们现在不宜对美国，不宜对美国过分的强硬。
你怕什么？
父亲，我不是怕。上次他们就已经提出了双重代表案。其实，这就等于是美国已经向中共开了一个口子。我是怕
两方交汇，既然是弱的一方，那么强硬也罢，软弱也罢，都无济于事了。我就是搞不明白，我们和美国是这么多年的友好国家，他怎么可以把我们当作礼物，跑去北京送给毛泽东？
父亲，上次我跟尼克松会面的时候，他已经明确地表示过了，他不会支持中共进联合国的，以此来替代我们的位置。所以，
可是他做的事情，这不是自相矛盾吗？他尼克松认为这联大是他自己家的，不想让谁进，谁就不能进。他这种处事方式，以后绝不会是毛泽东、周恩来的对手，有他的苦头吃。
坐，王震。总理，这么着急把我从巴黎叫回来，有什么任务？
王震呐，确实是有一件重要的使命要你来完成。前一阶段，我们同美国的联系主要是通过巴基斯坦和罗马尼亚。今后我们同美国的秘密联系将由中国驻法使馆来承担。这个秘密任务就由你来负责。
那我和谁联系？
美国方面的联系人主要是美国驻法国的武官沃尔斯特。这件事要绝对的保密，连美国驻法国大使都不知道。为了不引起别人的怀疑，你要尽快的返回法国。
请总理放心，下午我就返回巴黎去。
Found anything, baby?
The black car has been there for 2 hours. Nobody has gotten out of it.
Got a shadow?
Ain't sure, but you've got to be careful. When are you leaving for the Chinese embassy?
Well, they said 2 p.m., but there's one thing I don't understand. Why I gotta go there on foot?
Otherwise, the license plate could have your identity exposed.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a car, but not the embassy one. Understand?
Bingo, General. You've got a tail.
Just proceed as planned.
你好，沃尔特斯将军，果然很守时。
General Waters, you're punctual.
It is a great honor,
谢谢
and
皇
it's
大使夸奖
because
因为
I'm a soldier.
我是军人。
你是军人，我也是军人，相信我们会谈得来的。
That's why I think we can get along.
This is a letter directly
黄大使
from Dr. Kissinger.
我带来
He's
了
going to
基
be
辛格博士
flying
给
to
您的一封
Paris
信。
the
过几
next
天，
couple of
博
days
士
to
将直飞
discuss
巴
his
黎，与
upcoming
您磋商
trip.
他第2次访华事宜。
想不到我们两国为求和平的信件，竟然通过我们2个军人来传递，真是太有趣了。
Isn't interesting?
Yes, it is.
请坐。
Thank you.
妈的，又让这小妞给耍了。这美国人是在戏耍咱们。
沃尔特斯将军 ，General，
关于中国方面的答复
inform you
会在我
the
们
Chinese
下次见面
government's
的时候
reply
给你。
at our next meeting.
Well, it seems then my first mission is
这么说
complete.
我的第1次使命完成了。
将军以前去过中国吗？
Never been to China.
No, I have not been, but I'm very much looking forward to seeing your country and its most magnificent sights.
神秘的地方。
我相信你会去的。
I'm sure you.
不过今天你来到这里，
Actually,
就等于来到了我
you
们
have
中国的
all
领
the
地。
Chinese territory
初次见面
the Chinese
我想请将军品尝一下中国的美食
I，
不知道将军愿不愿意啊
I like.
？Come on。
主席啊，中美公告发表以后，在全世界引起了极大的反响。这个基辛格迫不及待地要求第2次访华。
着急的不是他，是尼克松啊。尼克松这个人呢，很有意思。他一方面跟我们拉关系，一方面又千方百计地阻止我们进联合国。本来啊，第26届联合国大会是不是就要开了？
快了，还有不到1个月。
这次联大上，美国那个双重代表权案，是不是又要提到大会表决啊？
可据我了解的情况啊，美国对这个双重代表权案两头不讨好，台湾的蒋介石也不买他的账。
这个双重代表权案是制造2个中国的圈套。我们今天宁肯不进联大，也绝不能吞下这个苦果，否则后患无穷啊！
主席，那基辛格要求第2次访华，我们怎么答复他？
让他来，我不见他，啊，还是由你跟他谈。他这次来是给尼克松买门票的。
Sir?
Mr. Huang is waiting for you. Okay.
你好，博士先生。
Nice to meet you, Doctor.
Ambassador Huang, I know you.
黄大使，我认识你。
我们好像没见过吧
I don't think we met.
That's a memorial service for Charles de Gaulle, Notre Dame de Paris.
大致先生。
You're wearing a Chinese tunic suit, and you took away my opportunity to be in the same photo with President Nixon.
总统的风。
有这样的事儿啊？这我可真没注意。
I didn't pay attention.
来，请坐。
Ambassador Huang, May I say how very happy I am that it is through you our secret mission of Sino-U.S. communications are progressing.
博士先生，我听说您这次到巴黎来和我会面，路上很是艰辛呐。其中的情节都可以拍一部好莱坞电影啊。
Indeed, our plane malfunctioned and the landing site had to be changed several times. Well, in the end, we had to use President Pompidou's personal plane.
博士先生，我们书归正传，我奉命转达中国方面的答复。中国方面期待您的第2次北京之行，同意您10月下旬正式的访华。届时，周恩来总理将亲自与您会谈，为尼克松总统访华做准备。
That's wonderful.
太好了。但是，我方注意到您访华的新闻公报，美方要求10月份公布。我方认为这个时间有些不妥。
Why, may I ask?
为什么？
博士先生，10月份是26届联大召开期间，而美国将会在联大上提出双重代表案。如果在这个时候发表博士访问中国的公报，将会给人以误解，认为中国方面对2个中国的方案并不会坚决抵制，这是中国绝对不会接受的。
Ambassador Huang, I'm very impressed by your meticulous thinking. I believe that we can adopt China's opinion about the timing of the press release publication. I never would have imagined in my wildest dreams that we would be entrusted with Air Force One, taking the sacred mission to Beijing, Polo 2.
This is the kind of price and honor for your first secret visit to China, which shows how quickly Mr. President wants this icy U.S.-China relations end.
Well, I will not let the American people or the president down.
Brandy?
Brandy.
Thank you.
Benson, let's have a toast to this sacred and honorable mission, Polo 2.
总理，基辛格博士来了。
欢迎你，基辛格博士啊！我们又见面了。
Premier Joe, I am very happy to see you.
非常高兴见到你。
And you see, I do not need to be hidden this time.
不需要再躲藏了。
请。从目前看，中美的关系史将揭开新的篇章。
Well, I too am looking forward to more substantive advancements
我
during
也
this
希望
visit.
我的此行能够做到实质性的推进。
I've also brought with me here a draft communique
我这次也带来了
personally signed by President Nixon.
由尼克松总统签署过的公报草案。
纷乱的世界上，我心不走过变幻的风云里，你越发巍峨。唯有那么一天，环球同此凉热，云水间响彻我们。